This is a Jmix exclusive.
Breaking news, folks. It seems Thaddeus J. Culpepper is denying the affidavit that was written by Russell Poole and signed by Russell Poole. He's denying any and all allegations being made in it. And you need to pay attention to what he is saying, because what he is saying in this is that the story was published without documentation by the Daily Mail. This is untrue. The Daily Mail asked me for that document and I gave it to them. And this is the email to show that. I understand an attorney wanting to protect his client. I do. But when that attorney turns around and tries to play the switcheroo and make us look like the bad guys because we want to see this case solved, the gloves are coming off. This is what Thaddeus had to say. He said, very recently a press release was issued stating that attorney Thaddeus J. Culpepper signed an affidavit regarding the assassination of Tupac Shakur. And the writers of the press release also stated that the alleged affidavit contained statement from Suge Knight, and the press release cites no author. This again is not true. The press release says that this affidavit was written by Russell Poole and signed by Russell Poole. It was Russell Poole writing an affidavit of the conversation that he had. What I think is happening, because Mr. Culpepper kind of has a shady past if you want to dig into it, he's been reprimanded a couple times, is number one, he doesn't want to come across as violating his attorney-client privilege when it comes to Suge Knight. And number two, him calling us fake news is a slap in the face, because he's saying that he didn't write or sign an affidavit. It's this legal wrangling and maneuvering that's being used, just as it has many other times in this ongoing case involving Suge Knight, Tupac, and even Biggie Smalls, to mislead the public. Sure, you can come out and say that I never wrote or signed an affidavit. Well, that's not the allegation, Mr. Culpepper. So if you're going to come out and blast us, you need to at least come out with some facts. And if he wants to make the statement, quote, as counsel for Mr. Knight, my duty is to assist him in proving his innocence in the present cases. I have never made any official statement regarding Tupac Shakur, nor have I made any statements on my client's behalf regarding Mr. Shakur, written or otherwise. Now, it may be true that he didn't make a, quote, official statement, end quote, and it may be true that he didn't make a, quote, statement on behalf of Suge Knight, end quote, but that doesn't mean he didn't make the statement. Here is his text messages to prove that he did say it, and I want to add to this that it seems that Murder Rap, Mike Dorsey, and Greg Kading seem to have a vested interest in making sure that they throw as much dirt as possible on this revelation because it doesn't suit or fit their narrative. I guess Murder Rap's just mad that they didn't get a chance to leak this, like they've been accused of leaking the confession letter known as the patent letter, or an IA report filed against Greg Kading. This is the point where I drop the mic. And I think another problem we're having is our friend Thaddeus forgets that this is not new information. The conversation of this happening was published in 2015 on page 5 of the book Chaos Merchants, written by Russell Poole and Michael Douglas Carlin. But I guess you forgot about that one, huh, Thaddeus? And speaking of murder rap, as you can see in this post, they're in constant contact with Reggie Wright, and that would beg the question to me, why does murder rap seem to have so many connections with suspected criminals? My dad told me once when I was very young, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And murder rap seems to be taking quite joy at trying to laugh at our expense and reach out to all these publications to try to get our story killed. They even made a promise on their Facebook post yesterday that they were going to put out a video that just destroys the confession letter. But did they follow up on that promise? No, they didn't. I guess it's time to put up or shut up. Michael Carlin's willing to take a polygraph. Robert Saria's ready to take a polygraph and willing to take one. Is Reggie Wright Jr.? Is Greg Kading, for that matter? Will Attorney Culpepper take one? Hell, I'll take a polygraph. You want to find out who's telling the truth, folks? You look for the ones that are the most transparent. If murder rap was so successful, why is it that they spend most of their time worried about what Tupac assassination is doing? Mike Dorsey talks of all these plans and all these moves that they're making, yet every time I log into one of the chat boards, Mike Dorsey's on there talking about Tupac assassination. Hey, it's all good to me. If they want to be fanboys, that's fine. But the truth's the truth, folks, and you've seen it here. As for the opposition and their garbage, the big push that you've seen to try to get this news story killed is the same push that you've seen to keep the Orlando Anderson narrative in the spotlight. I'm going to end this with a quote. And this quote is from Winston Churchill. And what this quote says is that if the Nazis invaded hell, he would speak well of the devil in the House of Commons. And what that means is they hate Tupac assassination and any theory that goes against the Orlando theory so much that they are willing to defend known bad guys in order to disprove anything that comes out in opposition. I want you guys to think about that. If anybody has any questions, you can go to my Twitter. My contact information is there, and I'm available. To all my subs and viewers, I have more confirmation of what Suge Knight has been saying. More to come, folks, and stay tuned. Because unlike murder rap, when I say I'm going to drop something, I absolutely will.
This is a Jmix exclusive.
What up, shut up?